Free legal advice. Whining Wilma from Washakie, Wyoming, has a number of questions. Dear Rob, if a person in a public forum has said that a person or a group of people are Baal worshippers, for example, is that a form of defamation? Well, I'll start there. Well, it's only defamation if it's not true. And so the burden of proof on somebody that's being accused of defamation is, of course, to prove that the people that are being accused of being Baal worshippers, in fact, worship Baal. Your second question is, if a person makes statements about another or a group of people and states that he is saying it and not the person he is defending, but he is and has been speaking in representation of the organization of the person he is defending, this is pretty long, can he and others of that organization that have done the same under the representation of this same organization be held equally accountable individually? Well, there's the doctrine of respondeat superior. If you're essentially working for a business, some kind of organization, and you have been acting on behalf of that organization in some medium and then continue to do so, and in the process defame, it can be argued that it is somehow related. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. Oh, hey, Pastor, how are you? All right. Yeah, but, okay. As I was saying, it could be argued, potentially under respondeat superior, that yes, indeed, the organization is responsible as well. I think it's important in answering your question to talk about the basic elements of defamation, what exactly it is. The first element is there has to be a publication to more than just the person that is being allegedly defamed. Then there has to be a false statement of fact. In this instance, let's say Baal worshippers. Then it has to be understood as being or concerning the plaintiff, the person making the complaint. And lastly, all of these have to apply, which is understood, the statement is understood in such a way as to tend to harm reputation. Now, it's important to note that there is a higher standard for public figures, people who put themselves out into the public, as say leaders, a business leader, an organization leader. There must be proof of malice or hate for a defamation claim to really hold muster. And that would usually happen. You know, it's a difficult standard to meet. In some cases, it's a lot easier if somehow someone was silly enough, for instance, to publicly predict somebody's death in a car accident, or maybe to wish or pray or curse that some group of people will have worms eating them in hell. That generally will probably constitute the hate necessary. But I digress. In any event, aside from all this stuff, the bottom line is that even if you have a slam dunk case for defamation, the issue will be damages. And so if you have 70 or so people who follow you who may have potentially seen the video, you know, the damages aren't going to be very high. And I would tell you that if this happened to you, sadly, if it was done by some random person on YouTube, it probably isn't much to do but to ignore it and let them wallow in their hatred or, you know, whatever they're doing. It's probably my best advice, because the bottom line is, if a tree in a forest, if it falls down, does it make noise? Well, certainly it will. If there are a few people around, they might hear it. If nobody's around, really, nobody's there to hear it. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you for the question. Again, general legal questions about the law can be presented to me here, and I'll try and answer it for you. I'm a California attorney, so I can only provide real, true, concrete, specific legal advice to California residents. So if you happen to be a California resident, feel free to try and contact me. God bless, and I'll be talking to you soon with another free legal advice.